Never be nice to a narcissist again if you don't want to experience this. Have you ever found yourself utterly bewildered, standing amidst the wreckage of a relationship, asking, why? Why, despite all my efforts, all my kindness, all my understanding, did things end up this way? Perhaps you poured your heart and soul into someone, offering patience, forgiveness, and an unwavering belief in their potential, only to be met with betrayal, blame, or chilling indifference. It feels like a cosmic injustice, doesn't it? As if your very goodness, your innate desire to be a decent, compassionate human being, became the fuel for your own destruction. If this resonates with you, if you've ever felt like your generosity was rewarded with cruelty, then listen closely, because today we're going to unravel a profound and often painful truth about narcissistic relationships. That your natural inclination to be nice, to be understanding, accommodating, and forgiving is not just ineffective, it is tragically the very catalyst for your deepest wounds. We're going to uncover what truly happens when kindness meets narcissism, and why, if you don't want to experience a specific soul-crushing reality, you may need to reconsider ever being nice to a narcissist again. This isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. It's about radical self-preservation, and the insights we're about to share could fundamentally transform your understanding of your past, present, and future. Let's begin this crucial discussion, and as we embark on this journey of understanding, I invite you to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button to help us reach more people who need this message, and share this video with anyone who might be struggling in silence. Your support helps us continue to shed light on these vital topics. It might seem utterly counterintuitive, perhaps even cruel, to suggest that your inherent kindness can be the very weapon turned against you in a narcissistic relationship. After all, isn't being nice a virtue? Isn't compassion the bedrock of healthy human connection? And yet, when confronted with the unique psychological architecture of a narcissist, these very virtues become vulnerabilities that are exploited with ruthless precision, leading you down a path you never intended to walk. Indeed, the chilling truth is that your empathy, that beautiful capacity to feel with others, is precisely what the narcissist seeks to exploit first and foremost. They are like emotional predators, scanning their environment for sources of supply, attention, admiration, validation, and even your emotional reactions, positive or negative. Your niceness, your open heart, your willingness to listen without judgment, all shine like a beacon in their barren landscape. They don't see kindness, they see opportunity. They see someone who will give and give and give without asking for much in return, perfectly positioned to fill their insatiable void. From the very beginning, your niceness plays into their hands, allowing them to initiate the infamous love bombing phase with alarming effectiveness. They observe your gentle nature, your desire for connection, and they mirror it back to you, fabricating an ideal partner, friend, or family member designed to hook your compassionate spirit. Your inclination to see the best in people, to believe their soaring declarations of love and admiration, prevents you from seeing through the thinly veiled facade. You interpret their intense flattery as genuine connection, their relentless attention as profound love, and their grand promises as sincere intentions, simply because your nice nature defaults to trust and openness. And as you open your heart, as your niceness allows them further into your life, the subtle, then overt erosion of your boundaries begins. Your willingness to compromise, to overlook minor infractions, to give the benefit of the doubt, is interpreted by the narcissist not as generosity, but as weakness and an invitation to push further. They learn exactly how far they can go before you even consider pushing back, and your niceness, your desire to avoid conflict, inadvertently teaches them that there are no real consequences for their actions. This is how small tests of your limits gradually escalate into blatant disrespect and outright abuse, all while you, in your niceness, try to understand, forgive, and accommodate. Moreover, your natural inclination to be nice means you're more likely to engage in people-pleasing behaviors, constantly striving to meet the narcissist's ever-changing demands and satisfy their insatiable ego. You bend over backward, sacrificing your own needs, desires, and even your dignity, believing that if you are just nice enough, just good enough, you will finally earn their genuine love approval, or respect. But to the narcissist, your endless efforts are not seen as a testament to your devotion. They are simply proof of your subjugation, a sign that you are easily manipulated and that their power over you is absolute. They don't value what comes too easily, and your constant niceness, unfortunately, makes you seem effortlessly available. The deeper you plunge into this dynamic, the more your niceness enables the narcissist's most insidious tactic, gaslighting. When they deny reality, twist your words, or make you doubt your own sanity, your nice disposition makes you more susceptible to falling for it. You might think, maybe I am misunderstanding, or surely they wouldn't deliberately lie to me. Your compassionate nature makes you want to believe them, to give them the benefit of the doubt, even when your gut screams otherwise. This continuous willingness to question yourself, rather than them, allows them to completely rewrite your reality, leaving you feeling disoriented, confused, and utterly alone in your own mind. Your niceness inadvertently provides the fertile ground for their psychological warfare to flourish. What's more, your attempts to be nice are consistently met with devaluation, a cruel paradox that chips away at your very essence. The narcissist, deep down, harbors an intense self-loathing that they project onto others. When you are consistently nice, kind, and forgiving, you inadvertently highlight the very qualities they lack. Your goodness becomes a stark contrast to their inner emptiness, and this contrast is intolerable for them. So, they begin to subtly, then overtly devalue you. They offer backhanded compliments, criticize your appearance or intelligence, dismiss your feelings, or belittle your achievements. Your niceness, rather than earning respect, is seen as a sign of weakness to be exploited and then scorned. They think, if they are so nice, they must be weak. They must not have self-respect. They deserve to be treated poorly. Your kindness, instead of being cherished, becomes a justification for their contempt. Furthermore, your continuous niceness feeds into the narcissist's profound sense of entitlement. They come to expect your patience, your understanding, your resources, and your unwavering support as their inherent right. When you consistently provide these things without demanding reciprocity or setting firm boundaries, you inadvertently reinforce their belief that the world, and specifically you, exist solely to cater to their needs. This creates a dangerous feedback loop where their entitlement grows, their demands become more outrageous, and their appreciation for you dwindles to nothing. Your niceness, instead of fostering mutual respect, cultivates their arrogance and deepens their belief that they are above the rules that govern ordinary human interaction. Perhaps one of the most heartbreaking consequences of being nice to a narcissist is the profound emotional draining and burnout you will inevitably experience. Your empathetic nature means you absorb their negativity, their constant need for attention, and their emotional instability. You try to soothe them, to fix their problems, to understand their moods. Your niceness means you extend yourself endlessly, emotionally, mentally, and often physically. But a narcissist is a bottomless pit. It can never be truly filled. Your giving, no matter how immense, is never enough. And because they lack empathy, they cannot reciprocate. They cannot recharge you. You become increasingly depleted, exhausted, and a mere shell of your former self, while they remain unaffected, still demanding more. Your kindness, in essence, becomes a slow, agonizing form of self-sacrifice, without any benefit. This relentless emotional drain leads directly to a crushing loss of your own identity and self-worth. When you are constantly being nice, accommodating, and people-pleasing, you lose touch with your own needs, desires, and opinions. Your sense of self becomes intertwined with the narcissist's approval, or lack thereof. You stop doing what makes you happy, stop pursuing your own interests, and even stop recognizing the person you once were. Your niceness, intended to foster connection, instead erases you, leaving you feeling invisible, unheard, and profoundly alienated from yourself. You become merely an extension of their desires rather than a unique, vibrant individual. Think about the way your niceness makes you rationalize their bad behavior. You might say, they had a tough childhood, or they're really stressed right now, or they don't mean it, they just don't know how to express themselves. Your compassion drives you to seek explanations, to find the underlying goodness, to excuse their inexcusable actions. This continuous rationalization, born from your desire to be understanding and nice, prevents you from seeing the clear pattern of abuse and manipulation. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of hope and disappointment, holding on to the illusion of who they could be, rather than facing the painful reality of who they are. Your niceness blinds you to the red flags that are waving furiously in front of you. And tragically, your niceness makes you incredibly susceptible to their hoovering tactics when they inevitably discard you or sense you pulling away. After a period of silence, they might reappear, showering you with apologies, promises of change, and a return to the initial love-bombing phase. Your inherent niceness, your desire to believe in redemption, your longing for the person they pretended to be, makes you vulnerable to this trap. You think, maybe they really have changed, or I should give them another chance. It's the nice thing to do. This compassionate instinct, unfortunately, pulls you right back into the very cycle that nearly destroyed you, resetting the clock on your trauma and deepening the wound. The consequence of your relentless niceness is not just emotional. It can lead to profound physical health deterioration. The constant stress, anxiety, and emotional turmoil of living with a narcissist, while continually trying to be nice and manage their unpredictable moods, takes a massive toll on your body. You might experience chronic fatigue, digestive issues, sleep disturbances, elevated blood pressure, or a compromised immune system. Your body, unable to sustain the emotional gymnastics required by your niceness in the face of relentless abuse, begins to break down. Your desire to accommodate them physically manifests as illness, a stark warning that your spirit and body cannot endure this dynamic indefinitely. Your niceness also inadvertently contributes to your increasing isolation. As the narcissist's control tightens, they will subtly or overtly sabotage your other relationships, making you believe that others don't understand, or that they are jealous, or that the narcissist is your only true confidant. Your nice nature makes you less likely to speak ill of the narcissist to your friends and family, making you hesitant to reveal the full extent of the abuse. You might even defend them, out of a misguided sense of loyalty or a desire to maintain the illusion of a perfect life. This quiet isolation, born from your desire to be nice and protect the relationship's image, prevents you from seeking the external support and validation you desperately need, leaving you more dependent on the very person who is harming you. And let's not overlook the financial exploitation that often accompanies this dynamic. If you are a naturally nice and generous person, you might find yourself constantly lending money, covering expenses, or providing resources to the narcissist, who always has a convenient excuse or a sob story. Your niceness, your desire to help someone in need, blinds you to the fact that you are being systematically drained financially, often with no intention of repayment. They leverage your generosity, twisting your desire to be helpful into a means of economic control and exploitation, leaving you not just emotionally, but also financially depleted. Perhaps the cruelest twist of all is that your niceness ultimately leads to internalized blame and shame. Despite your endless efforts to be understanding and accommodating, the narcissist will inevitably blame you for everything that goes wrong. It's your fault I got angry. If you were just more understanding, I wouldn't have to lie. And because you are a nice person, inclined to take responsibility and examine your own role, you begin to internalize these accusations. You start to believe that if you were just nicer, smarter, prettier, or more loving, none of this would be happening. This self-blame, a direct consequence of your efforts to be nice in an inherently abusive dynamic, shackles you to the relationship even tighter, preventing you from seeing the narcissist's pathology and recognizing your own blamelessness. You will also find that your inherent niceness creates a false sense of hope, prolonging your suffering. Each small apology, each fleeting moment of charm, each seemingly genuine gesture, all carefully calculated by the narcissist, is amplified by your nice nature into a sign of potential change. You hold on to these crumbs of perceived positivity, believing that your continued kindness will eventually unlock the real person you glimpsed in the beginning. This hope, meticulously cultivated by the narcissist and fed by your niceness, prevents you from accepting the reality of the situation and taking definitive action to protect yourself. It's like waiting for rain in a desert, while your niceness makes you believe every cloud is a sign of an impending downpour, rather than just a fleeting shadow. Ultimately, your desire to be nice to a narcissist prevents you from establishing the firm, unwavering boundaries that are essential for your well-being. Boundaries are seen by the narcissist not as limits, but as challenges to their authority and entitlement. When you, in your niceness, try to set a boundary and then immediately back down, explain, or apologize for it, you teach them that your boundaries are meaningless. Your niceness transforms your protective walls into flimsy fences that they can easily step over. This continuous violation of your personal space, emotional limits, and physical boundaries, all enabled by your kind reluctance to enforce consequences, leaves you feeling utterly violated and unsafe in your own life. Your niceness also means you are constantly seeking their approval, a futile quest that drains your spirit. You want them to acknowledge your efforts, to validate your kindness, to return your affection. But a narcissist is incapable of providing authentic, consistent approval, because their entire existence is about taking validation, not giving it. Your niceness leads you to exhaust yourself trying to earn something that can never be truly given, leaving you perpetually craving and never satisfied. You learn to perform, to walk on eggshells, to anticipate their moods, all in the desperate hope of a moment of their fleeting niceness towards you, which is nothing more than a temporary reprieve or a strategic maneuver. So, what is the core experience you are guaranteed to have if you continue to be nice to a narcissist? It is the profound and devastating experience of erasure. You will be erased. Your needs, your feelings, your opinions, your identity, your dreams, your very sense of self. Your niceness, instead of fostering a loving connection, leads you down a path where you become a mere echo, a faded reflection, a convenient object existing solely to serve another's bottomless needs. You become a shadow of the vibrant, compassionate person you once were, lost in the narcissist's grandiose narrative, and utterly devoid of your own authentic voice. This erosion of your very being is the inescapable consequence of offering your boundless kindness to someone who sees it only as an invitation to consume you. This isn't about becoming mean or vengeful. It's about a fundamental shift in understanding. It's about recognizing that for a narcissist, niceness in the empathic sense is a foreign concept, a weakness or a resource. They do not interpret your kindness through the lens of genuine love, respect, or reciprocity. They interpret it through the lens of utility and power. Therefore, responding to a narcissist with your innate kindness, patience, and understanding will not heal them, change them, or earn you their respect. It will only ensure your own continued suffering and eventual emotional obliteration. So, if you truly want to avoid the painful experience of being erased, of losing yourself entirely in the wake of narcissistic abuse, then the message is clear. Never be nice to a narcissist again in the way you intuitively understand niceness. This means radical self-preservation. It means setting boundaries with unshakable resolve. It means recognizing that your kindness is a precious gift, and it is wasted, even weaponized, when offered to someone incapable of truly receiving or reciprocating it. It means understanding that the only nice thing you can do for yourself, and frankly the only way to genuinely disarm a narcissist, is to detach, to disengage, and to remove your invaluable supply. It's time to redirect that magnificent capacity for kindness back to yourself, to heal the wounds inflicted by a dynamic that exploited your best qualities. You are worthy of a love that is reciprocal, a connection that is genuine, and relationships built on mutual respect and care. Your beautiful heart deserves to be nurtured, not endlessly drained. Thank you for joining us today, for daring to look at this painful truth, and for taking the first brave steps towards reclaiming your peace, your power, and your authentic self.